Let's go. Let's go. What's up, everybody? Crypto Okie. Let's go. All right. Nothing's really happening this week, honestly, which is fine. Let's start with Litecoin because it is doing a little something today. But here's Litecoin daily chart, just grinding sideways. Really no idea which way this pokes out. But now we've gotten about, really all of July, last 2 weeks within this tight little range. So that's nice. Above the 20-day, I believe. That's what that is. Change this real quick. Yeah, I mean, that's kind of nice. A little something. 2 weeks above the 20. Routing up, hit top of the Bollinger Bands. Yeah, I'll lean towards breaking higher. Maybe breaking this going into the 200-day would be nice. Somewhere definitely lower than 60. Hopefully, yeah, in the 50s, in the low 50s. I think this thing could go before, maybe a pullback of some sort, or just complete, or rolling over like it has done. But that trend line's there since October 10th. A lot of cryptos have been breaking out of them, but they just haven't been able to sustain anything. So maybe this time we will. There's that wedge we've been looking at for a while. Clearly in it, going into the upper resistance. So this chart looks pretty clean to me. Just look at it on the weekly. We still got a few days left, obviously. Again, this is all right. Let's see what TD says. Green one. Maybe we close. Yeah, I'd like this to close, more in the 46, 47 dollar range, and then get followed through next week, and that'd be great. So just a little pump on the weekend would be nice. Breaking out of this 2-week kind of consolidation area. That'd be kind of nice. All right. Now, as it relates to the big three, yesterday we got a nice close above this consolidation area. Back today, bumping into this wedge breakout area, which is nice against Bitcoin. So that's what we are seeing out Litecoin out. A little bit of outperformance, ever so slightly, past day or two. So keep an eye on that close today. Yesterday was a good day. And then the Litecoin ETH, we're kind of flirting with getting back in this triangle, so we might just have a little oops back in it. That'd be real nice. That'd be really nice. So this is kind of looking a lot better than it was, 2 days ago. That, and also against XRP, we had a good day yesterday as well, and we're looking at right on the top of this horizontal resistance. Still got a few days left, of course, but we can hold above the 41.5 level there. But yeah, Litecoin's looking pretty good. Cautiously optimistic, especially a few days ago. It was looking a little bit rough. But let's just go to Litecoin first. In the order book, Litecoin, Bitcoin's fine, which is good. But we are seeing some selling ever so. Actually, I think this just went away. I think it was. But we're seeing some selling, but oh, there it is. Not much. So it's kind of just pinging around. But hopefully one day we just can break higher. It's been really an effective tool to show that it's kind of, whenever you see red, selling pressure goes down. Whenever you see buying, it goes up. So it's been pretty effective. You look up here, man, buying. So hopefully we can break this kind of trend of that, or see some buying as we go up. So it's okay. It's not the best, could be better, but it's fine. All right, let's go to Ethereum. Ethereum rejected, kind of coming back into that kind of little breakout area, which is what you'd expect. I'm just gonna delete this. Yeah, I mean, into this 1800 high 1790 area, some sort of a bounce or lower, who knows. But I like that we got another touch. That's nice. Against Bitcoin, also pulling back off the 200 day again, would make a lot of sense to hit this 0.028528 area. That would make it against Bitcoin. Still holding the breakout, but definitely kind of turned over. So got that. It's good. XRP ETH also, again, I do expect a little bounce off of XRP just because we've been going almost straight down for over a month. It's lost 20% on ETH. So I expect, a little bounce before rolling over into August. That's kind of what I'm thinking. XLM ETH also getting a little bounce. All right, let's just check out Bitcoin. Bitcoin, again, just kind of, it's really uninteresting, but it's fine. And the best thing about Bitcoin, as you can see, ETH right here, the selling pressure is kind of over. So I think we might have, the pullback might be over. Who knows? We definitely need to get more of that green, but selling's off. ETH BTC looking better, but I'm really liking this chart a lot out of Bitcoin. Pullbacks are getting bought, not a lot of selling pressure. So I think this chart is saying a lot about the crypto, that we're going to get a little bit of a run here. How long it goes, I don't know, but I think we're getting a run. I don't think a dump is imminent. I think we're going up first, and then a decision will be made from there. That's kind of how I see it. Let's go to. Okay, this is kind of on the upper bands, the Bitcoin dominance chart. So I'm hoping we roll over. But it's kind of looking like we go higher. I mean, this trend line has a lot of touches, so it could, but it's not like the best triangle. This is more of a trend line on a weekly scale. You could, measure something like 3.5%. I don't think we go that high. To the 6.9 area. But then you're talking, that'd be interesting. 6.9, gonna be breaking this area. We'll see. It's definitely an interesting. I think it's one of the most interesting charts in the, as always, as it should be. But we're kind of at that area. So let's see what happens today. Let's see what happens these next few days because we are coming into a point. But you know what? I also kind of like where it's sitting at. It kind of does look like it's breaking higher. Um, if it can get above the 6-7 area, you can kind of just count this out and you have some more of a horizontal ascending triangle of some sort. Check this out. You can kind of see that. That looks actually kind of nice. It just doesn't really have that. When you choose a weekly, it just doesn't have that triangle shape to it. So I don't know. I see this more as this structure, to be honest with you. This is what I'm looking at. As of now, you're still Bitcoin. Dominance is obviously winning, clearly in an uptrend, from 22, which is crazy. 4 years. We've had outperformances, in the crypto, in the altcoins for 3-4 months at most. Here a little more. This is summer. Oh, this is weekly. Yeah, like a few months at most during this time. So that's pretty crazy. But one day we're going to fall, and it's going to fall hard, and it's going to fall quick. And I think you're going to get a big pump out of crypto. Because nobody's on sides for crypto right now. Nobody's positioned big. I did see some where, some of the leverage position was, long Bitcoin. So I don't know when, but this thing's going to roll over someday. And just to keep an eye on this Bitcoin SV, the 200 day. I'll get the 4-hour. So what is that? I just think it would be I think it'll be interesting if we get a close above this 200 day moving average, which has not happened since January of 25. And just because it's been so tight on this line, essentially it's almost acting like a trend line and a moving average, which makes it even more important or conclusive or whatever word you want to use. But yeah, we're talking about 540 days. And yeah, I mean, I would like us to just kind of meander sideways more. The further, maybe bump up into it one more time and do that because 200 days is here. So, I mean, in a month, you're going to lose a bunch of higher average numbers for the average. This will turn over. And here's what I'm seeing. This is why I'm looking at this similar to Stellar during this time. This is it's actually stronger now that I see it. This is kind of what's making me. This is what it's reminding. Stellar before the election had something very similar. You had the clear downtrend, something like this, or whatever. Get the idea. You were able to close above it, and then it just skyrocketed. So I could see something like that happening. Not a Bitcoin SV, whatever that means. Whatever that means. I have no faith in it, obviously. That's what I'm seeing there. So I think it's worth a shot. Because this is pretty rare to see something like this. They're not the greatest touches, but I count that as a touch, rejection, touch, rejection, touch, rejection. And, you know, even more recently, this is almost a touch rejection. So that could be pretty interesting. And it would be better if it rolled, you know, if it can kind of smooth out here, which I think it will. I think it will. Again, every day, we're losing a higher number. 200. Especially if you just, you know, in about 10 days, you're losing a few high numbers out of the average. Stay close to it. So just something to keep an eye on, nothing to act on. This one you have to wait for confirmation. Have to. All right. Oh, let's check out XRP quick. I mean, it still just doesn't look that great, but I think it might outperform. Stellar as well might do good. It's on the 200 day. So yeah, there you have it. Crypto Friday. Let's go. Peace.